Well, how the heck are you? Welcome into your only source for Laker sports, Laker connections, right here on WTOP. I'm Ryan Joyce.
And I'm Zach Malamud. Ryan, a week off last week, but great to be back here.
And a fun time to be back here indeed. Well, with all that aside, it is now winter jacket season here in the Sweegs, and the Oswego men's and women's hockey team are already a couple games into the regular season. You know what that means? No, not popcorn chicken poutine time, but it's time for the fan favorite Wheelhouse Wire. Zach, take it away.
Yeah, Ryan, it was a very busy week for the Oswego men's hockey team with 3 games in 6 days. Friday's 4-1 win versus Fredonia, headlined by 2 goals from Lakers junior defenseman Nolan Barrett. Saturday's 4-0 win versus Buff State was netminder Cal Shell's first shutout of the season with 17 saves, while Camilla's product, Danny Calabufo, netted the game winner in the first period. Wednesday's 8-2 win against Morrisville was settled by 2 goals and 2 assists from Shane Bull. 3-0 on the week, Ryan, and possibly another jump in the D3 rankings.
Yeah, quick shout out Danny Calabufo, Washington St. Camillus. But, I mean, the first game against Buff State, kind of slow to start. They really picked up in the third. It was 4-0 the final score for this one. But, I mean, Oswego outshot Buff State 14-4 in the first period. And then kind of in that third period, they kind of figured it out. They had a lot of shots on goal. But, you know, Kurlicki added one in the third, and then Calabufo obviously added one there as well. And then also in that Morrisville game, total change. It went from Oswego really slow in that first game, and the second game, Oswego was flying through. I mean, you got to look at it, 71 shots compared to 20 shots, even more than an exhibition game a couple weeks ago, which we thought was absurd with 50 shots in that first exhibition one. But 6 penalties from Morrisville really helped Oswego in that one. And, I mean, for the Lakers, that's what you want to see. You want to see a lot of shots on goal. And for Oswego, really was great in the power play and kind of figured it out here in this one against Morrisville.
Yeah, Ryan, a fantastic 6 days for the Lakers. Goal scoring hasn't been the problem either. 16 goals in 3 games, and it could have been a lot more, Ryan. I mean, looking at it, scoring at this rate, no team can probably keep up with them in all of the SUNYAC. As long as the Lakers can avoid those games where they take a day off and let up a lot of goals when they're playing back-to-backs, they're a very dangerous team right now in the SUNYAC. A really important week off now for preparing for Brockport and Geneseo. Should be a good time for Ed Gosek and this side because obviously that time off is huge after a really good week.
And good to see the offense really flowing here. But, well, Zach, after 2 straight losses, the Lakers will travel on the road again to Morrisville, where they have found some success the past couple years. But Morrisville is currently the points leader in the SUNYAC and may be another tough matchup for the Lakers.
Yeah, Ryan, and the Lakers in this one grabbed the early goal 1 minute in. Obviously, in this game against Plattsburgh, they struggled to put them in danger. The secondary scoring might be a problem for Oswego, but it's hard to judge them against a team like Plattsburgh that they've struggled so much against. I mean, in the Canton game, they just couldn't take advantage of their opportunities. Power play, I would think, has to be the focus for the rest of the season. 1-13 in 4 games. They were 0-6 this weekend. I mean, that's bad stuff right there. They need to pick that up in the future and really get things going.
Yeah, I mean, for Oswego, I mentioned, you know, face-off 40-20 in this one, which was a concern for Ed Gosek, you know, in the year. I mean, last year they were not great on the power play and in terms not of face-off as well, but they've been great so far this year, really been doing well. And I mentioned 71 shots compared to 20, was really getting quick on the offensive side. And the 6 penalties I mentioned from Morrisville really helped Oswego. They were firing early. And in that first period, a lot of shots quick. Shane Bull, 2 quick goals. Second one slowed down a little bit, not great on the defensive side. And at the end there, the third period, they really figured it out on the offensive side.
Yeah, and it's just something, like I said, the power play is a big thing that the Lakers need to worry about now as they get some tough games coming up. They got Morrisville coming up. Let's get to it, Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, the game for Oswego, I mean, against Morrisville, they played great in that one. It was a really great game overall. I mean, Smart had the nice kind of sneak-in goal there as well. It was great.
Yeah, so, I mean, for this women's hockey team, they're going up against Morrisville this weekend. Scoring at a rapid rate right now, Morrisville is. The Lakers need to find a way to really answer that. 5 goals in 4 games, just not enough right now for Oswego, while Morrisville they've shut out 2 of their opponents in their 3 games. A 2-1 overtime loss against a really strong Cortland team, plus a straightforward 2-0 home win against Potsdam. I mean, the Mustangs, rightly so, should have a lot of confidence coming into this game. Oswego, not so much after what they went through this weekend against Canton and Plattsburgh. I'm looking at Oswego and to really step up against Morrisville. They need to make a statement here.
I mean, a really tough matchup for the Lakers. I mean, top of the SUNYAC with 3 points right now. Maggie Jones from Morrisville, top 3 in saves on the team, and has only allowed 2 goals with 97% save percentage. I mean, she's been great all year. I mean, Kierkos had a goal against Morrisville last year, so kind of watch out for her in this one. And for Oswego, the defensive end's been very good, but on the offensive side, they just haven't really been able to get going and really been outscored kind of on the shots on goal so far this season.
Yeah, Ryan, that's all for this week's edition of the Wheelhouse Wire. After the break, we'll take a ride to Mac Zeal Gym as basketball season is officially upon us. Stay tuned. This is Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to Laker Connections on WTOP 10. And Zach, hockey has been back for a couple weeks now, but we moved to the hardwood now where the 6th-ranked Oswego State men's basketball team competes in their home tournament, the Mac Zeal tournament, on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, well, Ryan, the 2-time defending men's basketball SUNYAC champions are back for another crack at it. The Lakers made it to the Elite Eight last season for the first time in program history. They also grabbed their biggest win in program history, knocking off the #1 team in the nation, Randolph-Macon, by a score of 74-63 in the Sweet 16. Ryan, the Lakers lost star guard Devin Green in the offseason. However, they've added 5 new players to an already stacked roster.
I mean, yeah, Oswego bringing back 5 of the 6 scorers from last year, but kind of looking at the new guys here, Kenny Laszlo from D2 Malloy. He was a key player, averaged 9 points a game for them last year, started 24 or 25 games, 3 or more assists in 14 games, and scored a lot for them as well. And we moved to Elijah Hardison, a guy who big shot block presence for Oswego. Oswego was kind of missing that big guy. He's 6'9", kind of going to be key on the defensive end and also a good scorer there as well. And then Jaden Kennedy, a 6'4" guard from Maryland, coming from Weatherford Community College, and D1 Campbell before that. A lot of experience playing around the East Coast, has played at many different levels, and really a great athlete here for this Oswego team. And obviously the 2 freshmen there at the end, Stephen Bradley, freshman from Staten Island, Sam High School, Jamal Achilles, so kind of a connection there, and average 11.5 points per game as a senior. And then Tucker Rossbrook, who's a local guy from General Brown High School, should look nice to be on this Oswego team, kind of fill in the roles.
Yeah, you mentioned a lot of it, Ryan. I mean, Lazo reached double-digit points in 13 contests with Malloy last season. Hardison, you also said it, an elite rim protector. He's way up there. Lakers need to pick up their shot blocking this year. Coach Leone said that already, and they definitely grabbed a big one in Hardison. Jaden Kennedy comes from D1 Campbell, averaged 22.5 points and 5.4 rebounds in his junior year of high school. Should be exciting. Plus the 2 freshmen in, the Lakers are ready to go. But looking ahead to this weekend, the Lakers open their season this Friday as they host SUNY Poly in the second game of the Max Seal tournament in Oswego. SUNY Poly went 13-13 overall and 8-6 in the North Atlantic Conference last season. The other matchup is RPI taking on Keuka, and the winners will face off in the championship game on Saturday. Should be a great weekend of basketball, Ryan.
And a great start here for this men's basketball team. I'm looking at the stat comparison. Oswego, obviously a big scoring team. On the other side, SUNY Poly, not the great scoring team. They let up a lot of points last year, gave up more opposition points than they did points per game. But for this Poly team, they're kind of a middle-of-the-pack team there last year. They returned their leading scorer, Checkney Turney, from last year, 13 a game for them. And they also bring in a couple transfers, too, as well. Fulton Community College transfer Brandon Holmes shot 38% for that in that community college last year. Should be good for this team who shot 30% from three last year and really going to help them out. They're a team that wasn't shooting the ball well last year and should be a key guy, junior, coming in to help them in this first game against Oswego.
Yeah, I mean, for the Lakers, it should be a pretty straightforward weekend for them. I'm really excited to see Julian Crittenden back. He was out last year due to injury, comes back in. Of course, I mentioned they lost a guy like Devin Green. It's not going to be easy to replace a player like Devin Green, but I feel like Crittenden, if he gets back to his level from 2021, he can probably handle a majority of that load at shooting guard. I mean, watch out for RPI, though, in this tournament. I think looking at their recent seasons, 19-9 in 2022, 23-6 in 2021, a very, very good program. We may be talking about them in the championship game against Oswego, a team to watch out for, definitely RPI.
And I mean, another team, Keuka, as well. Guy who averaged 20 points per game, Devin Milton, led the entire EA in scoring, going to be a key in that team as well. We move on to the Oswego women's basketball team, who's coming off their best season in 10 years. The Lakers fell just short in making the SUNY playoffs last year, but have found themselves in a great spot with 10 upperclassmen and a lot of starters coming back from the season prior. The women's squad is looking to get back to the hot start they had from last year.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, just looking, they add 2 new players. One of them is guard Maya Brown, number 24. She's a 5'10 freshman guard from Hamburg. And the other one, a forward, number 34, Kayla McCraith, a 6-foot freshman forward from Fulton. She was actually heavily recruited out of Fulton High School in this region especially. She averaged 10.1 points per game as a senior. So a scorer that the Lakers add. She's also a big man down there. Can get a lot of rebounds, something that the Lakers may be focusing on this year. But 2 solid additions to this roster.
I mean, Oswego, a team that's bringing back a lot of returners. Obviously, Carly Leo coming back, their leading scorer there from last year. But a lot of players for Oswego last year with injuries and other circumstances. A lot of the young players had to play last year. And, Giovanna White-Principio, Sydney Hofs were 2 players that didn't play very much early in the season, but played a lot last year. And that experience is really going to help them going forward as they're kind of the leaders of the team this year. And Logan Castiglione coming back for another year 2 is going to be big. Well, all that being said, the women's basketball team started their season on Wednesday against Alfred University and lost game 1 of the season, 51-39, with help from a high-scoring Alfred second half. The Lakers will then travel to Alfred, New York again on Saturday versus Alfred State. This is the start of a month full of road games for the Lakers as they spend the entire month of November playing away from the Max Seal. Zach, it seems like this road trip will be a big teller about what this team is going to be about.
I was going to say, early season, they really need to get things going. And last year, Alfred State really struggled. 5-18 on the year, 2-12 in conference. Struggled to put points up on the board, just over 50 points per game, and then they let up a lot. So that added insult to injury. 65 points per game. The Lakers on the other side, 13-12. They had a really, really strong non-conference schedule, and they did well in it. But I feel like the Lakers, they led at halftime at Alfred. Everything fell apart in the second half. I'm looking for a big step from Giovanna White-Principio in her sophomore year. Had 12 in the season opener.
I mentioned she's a big player as a rebounder here for the Oswego team. And I mean, Zach, you're not going to win many games shooting 16% from 3. I mean, you're not going to win many of those. Second half, I mean, Alfred had 17 points off Oswego turnovers. First half, obviously leading it, but in the second half, a lot of turnovers happened for the Oswego team and kind of hurt them at the end.
Yeah, definitely, Ryan. After the break, we're excited to have Jeremiah Sparks from the Oswego State men's basketball team joining us in studio. You won't want to miss it. This is the Laker Connections on WTOP 10.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. Joining us now is star guard from the Oswego State men's basketball team, Jeremiah Sparks. Jeremiah, thanks for coming on the show. How are you?
I'm good. No, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being here. Yeah, I mean, big game tomorrow, big season, trying to get the comeback from last year.
I mean, yeah, we got high expectations for ourselves, and we're just happy to be back on the court.
All right, so let's start off. So last year, you improved your three-point shooting a lot. This season, in this offseason, what specific part of your game did you kind of focus on? What were you trying to get better at from last year to this year?
Probably my weekend, making sure I can go both ways and help the team in whatever way I can. So that and just getting better as a player, smarter.
And Jeremiah, you lost Devin Green. I mentioned it before in the offseason. You guys added, though, 5 new recruits. I mean, just thoughts, it's been preseason so far, and heading into the season, thoughts on those 5 guys that you added?
I mean, yeah, I love the 5 guys you brought in. They're blending well. They're adapting to our system, learning on the fly, and I mean, they're good people. I mean, they want to play, they want to learn, and I love having them as a teammate.
So one thing from last year, what was your favorite team moment from last year overall? It could be a play, it could be a play from a player, it could be excluding yourself. You don't want to play from yourself, but somebody on the team, big play, big moment. What was kind of your top moments there from last year?
Oh, my top moment, yeah, definitely. I mean, had to be the Randolph-Macon game. I mean, it was just a crazy atmosphere, a game I enjoyed, and a game I'll remember for the rest of my life. So, definitely that one.
Yeah, definitely. And Jeremiah, let's have some fun here. So let's say that you're hosting a recruit. What are the essential spots to show one of these guys, someone who has no idea about Oswego? Where are you taking them first?
What are your key essential kind of spots to bring them?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully there's a hockey game. I'll take them out to a hockey game. I know a lot of people go to that. It's pretty cool to see one of those. But besides that, I mean, just around town, just get a feel what the city's like and the people around and the people that are supporting you. And, yeah, so.
Any, like, food spots you kind of would get, like restaurants? Obviously, we have, like, McDonald's and Wendy's, but any, like, restaurants you can bring them to?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorites probably, like, Cheap Seats or Press Box, one of those two.
What's the go-to order at Cheap Seats? What are we going?
I'm definitely going to go to the boneless wings and fries. I know a lot of people like the wraps and stuff like that, but, yeah, I'm simple. And, yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So we're going to keep on the food topic.
Okay.
So say after the win tomorrow, okay, after the win tomorrow, you're you're hungry after a game, late night. It's been a long debate here on Laker Connections. Obviously, we have the downstate guy, upstate guy. If you're going to get pizza, are you going to Cam's or are you going to Pies Guys? And I hope you picked the right answer here.
I'm definitely going to Pie Guys.
Oh,
definitely going
yes,
okay,
let's
okay.
go.
I'm definitely going to Pies Guys.
Yes.
Cam's is maybe one of them late night things, but Pie Guys for sure for the dinner. The dinner.
That's interesting. I mean, upstate guy, I was assuming Cam's, but
yeah, no, Cam's is good. I mean, I eat it from time to time, but I'm definitely more of a Pie Guys. I mean, kind of can't beat their deals a little bit. You know, it's right there. I mean, I support.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
So I just quickly we'll end it off. Of course, like going into this SUNYAC season, just the goal for this team, of course, maybe a three-peat is on the cards. Yeah, just excited to get into the season.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, as I said, we definitely got high hopes for ourselves. And I mean, I hope we can accomplish every goal that we put for ourselves. We just got to make sure we keep our heads down, keep working, and have fun with it, because at the end of the day, it's my last year, so I want to have fun with it, enjoy it, and yeah.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, Jeremiah, thanks for joining us on Laker Connections, but don't touch that remote, as we will be back with the chaotic Laker Showdown coming up on WTOP 10.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Hello, welcome back to Laker Connections. I'm your moderator, Matt Sharamita. It's now time for everyone's favorite segment, Laker Showdown. Gentlemen, you guys ready?
I'm very excited. Ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Ready to go.
I lost last week. I got to get a win again. Or 2 weeks ago.
Up 2 weeks ago.
I got to get a win again.
All right, maybe a little three-peat tonight.
Got to get the momentum going. Here we go.
All right. Even though we have a special guest tonight, it's still, just the same old Laker Showdown. If you're new to Laker Connections, the rules are quite simple. I ask 3 questions, and these two try to toss me some ear candy to win the debate, best 2 out of 3 style. All right. First question. We're going to come in hot real quick. The men's hockey team started things off with a red-hot 4-1 record, coming straight off an 8-2 win over the Morrisville Stangs. Who do you guys think has had the biggest early impact in steering the ship for the now number 7 ranked Lakers? And no, you guys cannot pick Shane Bull. That'd be a pathetic cop-out. I'd like to keep things interesting here on the show. We're going to let the old 2-time in a row here go first.
All right, a lot of pressure here. All right, let's do it. Looking at it, I'm going to pick Ryan Dickinson. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Less than 20% of Oswego's goals last year came from defensemen. Ryan Dickinson leading Oswego defensemen in both goals with 2 of them and shots with 10 of them so far this year. Oswego needs goals from the blue line. I'm looking at Dickinson, and he's the top guy right now for the Lakers on defense when it comes to that forecheck and attacking play. He's definitely been the strongest of the bunch. Like I said, they need the goals from the blue line. It takes some pressure off of those high-powered goal scorers.
Yeah, I like Ryan Dickinson, good guy, great player. Is he their best player, most impactful player? I don't think so. I would probably go Tyler Flack. Best player is the impact that he makes. Against the number 1 team in the country, 2 goals for Tyler Flack. When you want your best player to make an impact at the big spot. So 2 goals for him, 4 goals in a year. And then yesterday against Morrisville, 8 shots against Morrisville, key leader for the team, and second in goals in the team. I know it's not all about scoring, but he's been doing it on all ends, helping guys get the puck in the offensive zone and getting more goals for this Oswego team.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I like the defense. I'm liking what the defense has done so far. I understand that the offense, they have their high scores. Of course, they're going to rely on them, but their defense is so huge for them when it comes to the attacking zone. I think that's how they get over some other teams in the SUNYAC.
I mean, defense is great, but you have to score as well, too, and that was kind of a concern for Ed Gosick. I mean, for this team, scoring has been big, and Tyler Flack, a guy who took a big step from last year, has really been doing it so far this year.
All right, listen, I love Ryan Dickinson. Got a great mustache.
Shout out Ryan Dickinson.
Shout out Ryan Dickinson.
Late at night, McDonald's drive-thru. I'm picking the big Flack meal with a side of fries.
There you go.
So
Fair enough.
I'm going with Ryan.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Big
question number 2 now. You know, a lot of game left here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Because we are honored to have Jay Money in the studio with us tonight, it is basically a guarantee that we ask a hoops question. I know the early NCAA exit has left a bitter taste in the mouths of the Lakers, so gents, I ask you guys, put yourselves in the coach of head coach Jason Leone. What is the one thing you would do to ensure a deep run in the NCAAs this season? Ryan, take it away.
So I would say if I'm Coach Leone, I mean, it's defense, defense, defense. You only lost really 2 or 3 guys from last year, but you have 5 new players coming in. I mean, you lose your starting shooting guard from last year, Devin Green. He was big on the defensive end. And I mean, for Oswego, only gave up 63 points per game last year. But I think a big thing was kind of the defense down low. Obviously, Cartier Bowman last year was in that 5 spot. But Elijah Hardison, a guy coming in 6'9", really going to help Oswego in some games that they won against really tall defenders or offensive players. So, I mean, for Oswego, kind of flowing in the rotation, defensive rotation, kind of keep it going from last year is going to be key because year to year things change, but hope they keep the same here going for a long run.
See, I like the answer with defense because, of course, the Lakers were really strong last year, but I'm looking at the three-point and free throw shooting because 2 things Devin Green was tremendous at, 3-pointers and free throws. By far the best team in the SUNYAC last year from three-point land. They shot at 39% from beyond the arc, and they were 3rd in the SUNYAC from the free throw line. Devin Green was a big part of that. He was 48% from 3, guys, last year. A big loss for them. But with Green and Robeck as well gone, nobody else shot over 40% from 3. So I'm looking at that. I think that's the difference for the Lakers to really get them over the line once again this year.
I like your answer, but I would also say, I mean, down the stretch, when you're in an Elite 8 or a Sweet 16 kind of area, defense kind of wins championships, and everyone's got an offense in that kind of Elite 8 area, but defense is going to help. So
I don't know.
It's certainly a great point. I love the defense take. I think it's something that every basketball team should have. But the way the game is played now, the three-point ball is just way too important. They missing that with Green. So I'm going to choose Malamud. I think they do need that three-point shot. 1-1 game now. Anything goes here with the last question. Here we go. There's been a lot of buzz across the hall over the name of this baked good. This particular cookie has chocolate frosting on one half, and on the other side, it's vanilla. I know we usually talk sports here, but I just have to know the answer to this question. What would you guys call this infamous sweet treat? Zach, take it away.
It's a black and white cookie. There's not much of an argument here. I'm from Long Island. It is called a black and white cookie. There's black on one side, white on the other. Half Moon is a terrible name for it. Terrible. It makes me sick. It's a black and white cookie.
I mean, you can take your bagels from Long Island. We're going to take the Half Moon cookie. I mean, more original. I mean, it's more of a cake kind of thing. I mean, whatever you call it, dumb thing, downstate thing. It's like a little cookie. Cool, I mean, I guess. But, I mean, people like cake more than a cookie. And, I mean, more original, too. I mean, more people like the Half Moon than whatever you call it. Downstate, what are we talking about?
It's a black and white cookie. Yeah. It's black on one side. Half Moon.
But we're just calling it by colors. That's so cool. Like, we're just calling it Half Moon. It's more original.
Half Moon. Looking at the moon saying, oh, yeah, it looks like a black and white
original.
cookie.
Instead of just calling it by a color.
No, it's black and white cookie.
Listen, we're in upstate. I would be doing a total injustice if I didn't pick the Half Moon. I would get burnt at the stake if I didn't pick that.
You should have brought Half Moon cookies in. I should have done it.
All right, 2-2 on the air. 2-2 on the air.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to get back. I mean, it's been a long time since I had a win here, so it's really happy for me to get it.
Go Lakers this weekend.
Go Lakers. Big basketball. Here we go. And that will do it for episode 4 of Laker Connection. Special thanks to Jeremiah Sparks for being on the show. And be excited, Laker fans. We are getting fully into the winter sports season. We will see you next time on Laker Connections.